My name is Denis Edwards, and I live and work in Adelaide. I'm called a Professorial Fellow for Australian Catholic University. We have a small campus in Adelaide, part of a much bigger national university. I'm a priest of the Adelaide Catholic Archdiocese and have lived in Adelaide pretty much all my life. Part of my theological work has been research and writing, and that's involved about 12 books that I've written as monographs, and some other books that have been edited. Quite a few of those have been on the issue that I'm concerned about in this new book, this collection, which is on a theology of the natural world. I've worked with other scholars around the world who are also involved in trying to rethink a Christian approach to nature. This involves both science and theology, and centres like the Francisco Ayala Centre at the University of California, Graduate Theological Union in Berkeley, and I've spent time with those people and learnt a good bit from them. The overarching concern of this new book, it is a collection of things written mostly over the last 10 or so years, and I've, as most theologians do, I've written about a variety of topics, but this collection's got a very particular focus. It's gathering together things that I've written which have been either on evolution and the natural sciences in relationship to theology, or on the attempt to construct and build an ecological theology, something I've been involved with other people around the world. So those two things, the ecological crisis and the need to engage with science, are what have been dominating my thinking in theology recently. So this book is collecting material focused there. And one way of saying what that's all about for me is a theology of the natural world. We've always had a very strong theology of the human being in relationship to God. And I think that's very clear that since the late medieval period, through the Reformation and the Enlightenment, we've lost the focus on nature itself. So instead of our theology being involved with human beings, God and the natural world, it's simply been human beings and God. And sometimes social justice has come into that, which has been great, but nature has been left out. So an important part of the work of theology in the 21st century is to rebuild, renew a theology of the natural world. I think that my own thinking has grown about these issues, and it's only recently that I've begun to see that, or to name clearly to myself that what I'm on about is the theology of the natural world or of nature. And it's grown out of ecological theologies, it's grown out of theology and science engagement. So it's kind of coalesced really into this more central theme, and other people are also doing something similar, and I think it's a new moment in Christian theology. Clearly, with things like climate change impacting on us the way it is, as a most urgent priority for everybody in the 21st century, this kind of work is needed, I believe, in Christian theology. I suppose the way in which I've tried to do this has been to dig deep into the Christian tradition. Some of the great figures have influenced me a lot, people like Aquinas, Athanasius, and in the 20th century very much Karl Rahner. And I've tried to find in their big visions of theology grounds for a new or renewed theology of the natural world. So it doesn't start from scratch, but begins from what's there in the great tradition. So I'm hoping that it's a theology that's very relevant to our time and very connected to the burning issues of our time, but also one that's deeply traditional at the same time.